Hey guys, welcome back to Comic Book Corner, and this is your host. That's right, guys, Spider Slayer, and we're getting ready to do another Walking Dead review. This is issue number 8 on Something to Fear, part 2, written by Robert Kirkman, Charlie Adlard, and Mr. I think it's Cliff Rathburn, who does the gray tones. Fantastic job. Artwork was tremendous. The paneling is nice and large. It brings your eyes to the book on what you need to see in this book. And in this particular issue, folks, this issue is what The Walking Dead is always about. Expect the unexpected. Never have a sense of security or safeness in this book, because just when you think everything's okay or no major character is going to get killed, well, guess again. It totally happens. This book is flipping awesome. This has been the best book in The Walking Dead in a long time. Fantastic. Again, guys, part 2, Something to Fear. Great cover here. We think, I've always thought that maybe Daryl is going to make an appearance in this book. Well, I don't think it's him. And he's got a crossbow in here and everything else, but I think his name was Dwight, unless there was another guy talking. But he doesn't make his appearance, I don't think, but it's a character just like him. In issue number 97, Rick's group at the end of the issue had a run-in with like Negan's characters, and there are the group, they're the violent group. They're the ones that cause all the problems throughout the network or the communities. And at the end of the last issue, we witnessed Rick's group take out some of Negan's characters or cronies, like 1, 2, 3 on an instant. They were in complete control. But at the end of the issue, we see that they were followed back to their home, and they were out looking or scouting over Abraham and Eugene. In this particular issue, it starts off nice and slow. We're going to do the walkthrough here. You guys already know what I have to say about this. I mean, I'm going to love it. So, but we're going to start the walkthrough right now. So if you haven't read this, guys, yet, which I hope you have, it's been about almost a week since it's been out, don't watch this review. Watch the review after you read this book, because this is a great issue, and I wouldn't want to spoil it for people, unless you don't, obviously read it or haven't bought it yet and you can't get access to it. But in the beginning of this issue, we have Eugene, Abraham. They're sitting here and they're discussing everything about Rosita and how Eugene has feelings for her, and he's trying to lose weight and and get with her, and they're actually making peace. Eugene was kind of kind of jealous of Abraham and everything that goes on. They're having this nice discussion, and they forgive each other, and they're going on and they're trying to find ammunition to make bullets, because the group is running low on bullets. Next thing we see is that when Abraham is having this nice old discussion with Eugene, he's like, I want her to be happy, and even if that means with you, and boom, all of a sudden right up here, what do you see? Arrow through the brain. And he's like still mumbling and talking, and you can see this all here, but his words like make no sense. And I was like, what? I thought maybe Eugene would get killed, or there'd be a slow death, or based off of the covers, they would kind of torture him or anything like that. But that's not the case at all. And Abraham just drops like a rock. And Eugene's like, oh my God. And he's just on the ground, and he's just like, oh my God, he's crying. And he takes up Abraham's machine gun, and then he just takes off. And they're like, holy crap. At this point in the book, it sets a completely different tone of what this book was for the past, few months now where it's been kind of slow, building, slow, seeing what's happening, few zombie kills here and there. But now, from this page on, it sets a pace in this book, and it just takes off. I mean, it is crazy. Next thing we see is that there's another arrow shot, and Eugene's just like, stay back. And we can see the man with the crossbow. It's not Daryl, I don't think so, but his name is Dwight. I'm pretty sure that's his name, but he's got his face all burnt off and everything else, and he's got his little cronies. And he just sits there and he goes, you know, he says the first thing, he's like, don't fucking move, you know, and he's like, sorry about the friend, but it's nothing personal. But he's like, you motherfucker set the tone now, didn't you? And basically what happens is Eugene, you know, is tied up, and now he's being brought back to the camp. But you get to see Carl right here. See him? He's just like, Dad. Bam. Ultimate hookup. Rick and Andrea hook up for the first time. They're a couple now. And then Andrea wakes up and she's like, Carl? Carl, oh my God, you know. And Rick is just like, good morning, son. You know, hey, look, you get to see a little crack from Andrea there, huh? And Carl just goes, you know, I thought she was with that other guy, but then what happens? He's like, well, let me explain this to you. And he's like, no need, I know all about sex. And all of a sudden, as they're going to have this discussion, Carl's just like, is that Abraham's machine gun? And then the next thing we see is this nice page here. And he goes, wake up, lazy fucks. And we can see here he's got Eugene. So that's a great page right here. And right away, Rick is just setting the tone, you know, saying who's boss. What the fuck do you want? And he's sitting there going, he goes, who I am is not important. But he's like, you're going to let us in, and we're going to take what we want. He's like, otherwise, Mr. Eugene, as he calls him, fat fuck, is going to get it. And after he says, you know, we're just going to do whatever we want. And the next killer pages right here is freaking Eugene does like last resort stuff right here, and he bites him in the crotch. And the guy's like, oh man, oh fuck. And he's just screaming, he says going to town. And he bites, and then like he bites even harder, and he's like, oh my God. And his little crony here is trying to pry him off. And the next thing we see is we see the bullet right through this guy's brains. And the next thing we see is that Mr. Bow and Arrow here, he's sitting there going, he's like, shoot him. And he can barely talk, and they're all getting down. You can see Rick and the group are just trying to you know, get their senses together, trying to regroup. But in a way, they're winning. They're picking off people. Andrea's picking off people. She hasn't even really got a chance to get dressed. She usually wears a ponytail. She's got her hair all down. And we can see that they're just fighting, and they're looking for Abraham. They don't even know what's going on. Holly's looking for him, and you can see that there's in a firefight here, and it's creating a lot of noise, which we don't need. And just what's going on now is just all kinds of stuff. I mean, he's sitting there going, "Oh, you're gonna pay for that, fat boy," and Dwight's sitting there yelling at him, but the group just gets in control, and they push Negan's group away, and he's running, holding his crotch, and Rick is just saying, you know what, they're on the run, and we're going to go after them. We are not going to let them regroup and come back to our home. He's just like, let's go right now. So he's getting the group, he's getting Holly together, he's getting Michonne together, and the next thing, as we see, is as Glenn is falling behind, they see Abraham, and they see that he is dead, and they see that a zombie's sitting here eating his intestines out, and Rick is in shock. He's just like, oh man. The next thing we see is they kill the zombie that was eating him, and Rick just says, no fucking way are we going to let them escape. And he is pissed, and he's just like, come on. And Glenn slices off the restraints off of Eugene, And as they come around the bend trying to chase after Negan's group, Rick is like, oh my God. And all of a sudden, we haven't seen this in a while either in the book, and we see the zombies. And the artwork here is just tremendous. It just like brings you all the way back and brings you all the way forward. You can see like the gray tones in this book. It's just like it goes to like a slight gray, and then as the characters get closer and closer, they get more and more darker. This is a really nice, I love this page. It's so good. Very, very good. Rick is just like, no. He's like, don't waste the ammunition. We got to go. We're going to fight through them. I mean, he's willing to do whatever it takes to get these guys, and he's willing to just take them out. And he starts bashing them in the face, and Andrew's just talking sense into him now, and he's sitting there. She's saying, no, we got to go. We got to regroup. We got to get them on the trenches. Let's just go. So they're going back to their place, and Rick is just like, no, we can't leave him here. He's not going to turn. The arrow's through his brain anyway. So they're grabbing Abraham. They're dragging him back to the place. And Glenn's just like, oh, shit, what's going on? And he's just like, come on. And they're dragging Abraham into the community. They shut the gates. And they're just like, oh, God, oh, God. And what's going on now is at the end of the issue, Andrew just says, what do we do now? And Rick is just like, for the first time, I don't think we've ever seen Rick in a loss of words, and he says, I don't know. And that is the end of the issue. Phenomenal. Phenomenal issue, guys. And at the back of this, if you want to know what's going on with The Walking Dead 100, you can just go on to thewalkingdead100.com. Pretty awesome, huh? What a great book. So as you can see, the story starts off a little slow in the first page, and then it sets a tone all the way through the book. I have a feeling that this book is going to be like this throughout this entire story arc. This was a great issue. Fantastically done. I have anything but good things to say about this issue. If you guys haven't been reading The Walking Dead as of late, go out and buy this story arc. This story arc at least is worth reading right now. And then, you know, you can pick it up in trades later on or whatever it is, because I know for a lot of people the book is slow. But this is what The Walking Dead is about. This right here, this is what made this comic so epic and why it's so popular today, because of stories like this. Great job, Robert Kirkman. Great job on everything, on everybody's part, on the staff to this particular book. Wonderful job. So guys, obviously I'm going to give this book a 5 out of 5. I'm happy I could do the walkthrough for you guys who don't have access to The Walking Dead. I hope you guys like this review. If you like it, subscribe today. Please leave your comments below on this issue, what you thought of it. Hit the like button. Do whatever you can to talk about this issue. Let's talk about it. All right, guys? The Walking Dead 100, or Walking Dead issue number 98. So until the next comic book review, this is Spider Slayer signing off. And as always, thank you for watching Comic Book Corner. Thanks, guys. Bye.